Now this beer has a bit of a weird name, mainly because it's just one word and I have no idea what it has to do with beer. But we all got one, and only one. This word is actually in plural form. Some animals come with two of these, with different mutations. It's really funny to see, but usually everybody just has one. Beer, 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 ba beer, ba beer, beer, beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Mick Brewski from the Rooski Brewski Review. And today the beer that I have for you guys is by the Wellington Brewery out in Guelph, Ontario. We have their Faces Double IPA. Boom. Big boozy beer to start this little review session of mine. Haven't done reviews in a while. Just haven't gotten to them. But yeah, we got Faces Double IPA with Mosaic and Simcoe hops, coming in at a whopping 8.5% alcohols by volume. And how many IBUs? 80 IBUs. We're starting big and boozy. Yeah, okay, pretty weird can design. Looks to be people in orange and working with yellow faces. Interesting. Kind of looks like prisoners because they're all in like orange jumpsuits and shit. Okay, without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Let's see what we got. What do Faces have to offer? Wellington, I forget the name of this style glass. Willie Bragin? Willie something. Interesting name for a glass. But yeah, let's pour this bad boy up. Let's see what we got. Big boozy double IPA. Faces. Maybe you shouldn't have poured that much, but hey, why not get a buzz on, right? Looking at the beer, nice golden color. Not overly hazy, funny enough. Nice white head on top. You can see through it mostly. There's a little bit of haze. And I don't know if those are particles or bubbles. I think mainly bubbles, or maybe some particulates in here, but very, very fine particulates. Pretty cool. Let's dive in on the nose. You know what? On the nose, not overly in your face. Piney, grapefruity, citrusy, lemons, orange rind, a little bit of orange zest, maybe a touch floral even, a little herbal. Yeah, not overly in your face, not dank or resiny. Just smells like a little bit of booziness out of it. A little bit of drying of the nose. Let's give it a swirl. Let's see what else pops up out of here. Boom, raise that head a little bit. Yeah, boozy like sweet melon. And like a little bit of cucumberiness mixed with like lemon. Interesting indeed. Let's dive in. Okay. You know this is going to be boozy. You know that quite quickly, actually, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there are some hotter, sharper alcohols in here. Citrusy overload, pine, grapefruit, a little bit of a lemoniness, slight orange zest and orange rind in here as well. Don't know what's happening with my computer. But yeah, not too bad. We need a little bit more, edumacation on this particular pint. So with that said, guys, cheers everybody. Let's keep on drinking. Yeah, fairly boozy up front. Grapefruit, pine, just a little bit of sweet lemon, very bitter in the back end. Florally bitterness, citrusy bitterness, more citrusy than florally. There is like a sweetness to it as well. I said it was lemony sweetness, but it's kind of like almost like a sugar watery sweetness or like a simple syrupy sweetness. Best way I can really describe it. Just like a general sweetness to it. Not too bad actually, but definitely piney and citrusy. Hot bitterness off of that. Again, just a slight little bit of like a sharp alcohol tinge, but it really mixes well in with the overall bitterness of the beer itself. Pretty damn good. Yeah, this is gonna get you there though. Mouthfeel on here, not overly heavy at all. Nice and crispy, but not overly crisp. Yeah, pretty damn good. You wouldn't think, just like based off of the mouthfeel of it, that it would be a big boozy beer. Definitely with that flavor, you do. Those 80 IBUs shine through quite nicely. Let's see what the can has to say. Wellington Brewery Faces Double IPA with Mosaic and Simcoe hops. Like I said, 8.5% ABV, 80 IBUs, original gravity of 19 degrees Plato, and final gravity of 3.5 degrees Plato. The SRM is deep gold, or a 6 on the SRM scale. Serving temperature between 6 and 9 degrees. Mine's definitely a bit colder. And suggested glassware is a tulip. This is not a tulip. Contains barley, wheat, and oats. Description on here as well. Faces Double IPA is budding with bright citrus and fresh mango hop flavors. Not getting mango for me. Featuring Mosaic and Simcoe hops, this enticing double IPA has a creamy malt profile with hints of apricot, fresh berry, and a balanced piney bitterness alongside a punch of juicy hop notes on the finish. Let's face it, this is one tasty double IPA. Hints of apricot and fresh berry. Maybe some apricots in there. Fresh berry, not really. Now that I know what's going on in here, or what they're trying to, what flavor they're trying to develop with this beer, you can kind of see it, but not knowing, just seemed to be a general, like, sweetness to it. Like, just general kind of fruity sweetness, sugary sweetness in the middle, but it's definitely more bitter forward than fruity sweet. In my opinion, that sweetness does cut down on that bitterness just a little bit, and the aggressiveness of the beer, I think just enough, but at least harder for me to really distinguish what that was, just because of the levels of the citrus bitterness and the piney bitterness and that little bit of florally bitterness I'm getting. Pretty cool though. On the bottom we have two dates. We have a packaged on March 23rd, 2021, and best before July 23rd, 2021. So we're getting it maybe in that middle, May 14th it being, so yeah. We had all of April, and then you'll have all of June. Yeah, we're pretty much smack dab in the middle of this beer's, best before life cycle, which I find kind of cool. Moving over to the website, wellingtonbrewery.ca. You go to the beer section, and this is under their small batch and seasonal beers. Has the exact same description as on the can, again with all the same information. 8.5 ABV, 80 IBUs, 19 degrees Plato OG, 3.5 degrees Plato FG, glassware, color, and available size formats just in the 473 ml cans. Recent awards for this beer: it has won bronze in the Canadian Brewing Awards of 2020 under American Style Imperial India Pale Ale, and also silver in the Canadian Brewing Awards 2019 for the same style, American Style Imperial India Pale Ale. Wonder who beat it out in 2020. Wonder who did. Either way, a solid looking website indeed, and also a link to the LCBO website to go purchase, I guess. Moving over to Untappd Faces Double IPA with Cascade and Chinook. So, I'm not drinking Cascade and Chinook. I'm drinking Mosaic and Simcoe. Looks like they do Faces a couple different ways, sort of like how Collective Arts does surround sound, and I'm trying to think of other ones. Like Rouge River does their one finger, two finger snap kind of deals. So yeah, pretty cool seeing the differences. Mosaic and Simcoe, right? Yeah, Mosaic and Simcoe. Untappd showing at 87 IBUs. Website showing at 80, can showing at 80. It's 80 IBUs, boys and girls. 3.89 bottle caps out of 5 for this particular brew at 798 ratings. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Yeah, you definitely know this thing's boozy. Holy. That's actually a good thing, I want to say. Just because there's so many beers out there that are, 7 plus percent, especially more or less on the IPA side of things, and you don't know it, really. So you could be sipping a few of them and then realizing, oh shit, now I'm fairly drunk. This you're gonna know, you're gonna take it a little easier on yourself, which is a nice little plus. It's not overly aggressive by any means. Just in the grand scheme of things, at heavier or higher alcohol double IPAs, New England IPAs, yada yada yada, it's definitely coming across more aggressive, but it's not aggressive of a beer. It's just compared to others in the same sort of category. So it's not aggressive like it's going to blow your face off, which is nice. As for the price of this beer at your local LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Ontario, if you're watching from outside of Ontario, Canada, it's going to run you $4.95 for the 473 ml tallboy can. Just under $5. I know beer taxes have gone up. I think though those were for breweries to actually pay to the government, not the consumer, but we all know prices do trickle down to the consumer if need be. But $4.95 seems fairly standard for a big, boozy, limited release. 8.5% falls in 8.5% falls in line with that sort of price range. Anywhere I usually see from like $4.50 to $4.95 for a big boozy beer and a tall boy can seems to be about right. It is expensive. It is boozy. Is it justifiable? I wouldn't say for large quantities of it, but for a can here or there, just a single purchase or whatever, you could definitely justify that. Sometimes craft beer gets fairly expensive, but hey, it's just where we live and the shit we have to deal with when it comes to beer pricing, taxes, and yada yada yada. Overall, though, you're getting damn good beer for the money you pay for. So there's no real complaints. Nice lacing on the glass as well, I gotta say. Overall, though, pretty damn good beer. Let's finish this up and I'm gonna go get back to hockey. So cheers everybody on the final sip. Let's get rate ratings and wrap this thing up. Wellington Brewery Faces Double IPA. Not bad. Not bad at all. Fairly aggressive. Well, not fairly aggressive. Aggressive-er than most of the beers at the stature in I guess, the Ontario lineup, from what I've had, which I really do appreciate because you're drinking something boozy. Solid aroma, solid look to the beer, good flavors, higher bitterness, and perceived bitterness both in the piney department, citrusy department, a little floraliness to it, and that general sweetness, what I want to call it, even though you're saying, more mango or berries or apricot. I personally didn't get that, but that doesn't mean you won't get it. So, taste is highly subjective. But overall, pretty nice beer. Great to see an IPA that really shows its true colors of being boozy and high in the IBU department. Quite nice indeed. Overall, Faces gets a solid 8.1 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, the can design is weird as all hell, but I kind of really like it. Faces in the ground being worked on by what seems to be criminals in orange jumpsuits. Yes, I'm keeping it like that. Nice description on the back. I love how that you have the ABV, IBU, OG, FGs, SRM, serving temperatures, glassware, and all that fun jazz. And then clearly labeled a package on and best before date. Beautiful stuff. As for the website, boom, simple, clean, easy to read, solid stuff. Presentation gets a solid 8.5. 8.5? Yeah, I'll throw that an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go out and like this video or subscribe to me, Mate Brewski, we greatly appreciate it as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Mate Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. Faces, we all got one, some animals have two. It's not normal, but if it happens to you, wonder if it talks back. Cheers.